Alright, in this video we're going to work with number lines and equivalent fractions. So I have some steps written over here to help you through finding equivalent fractions using number lines. So the first thing you do, count the number of tick marks from 0 to 1. This tells you the denominator. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright, so there are 10 pieces here to make up one whole, so 10 is my denominator. Step 2, count the number of tick marks from 0 to where the point is. This tells you the numerator. Alright, so I start at 0, but I don't count 0, and I did not either when I was doing step 1, finding my denominator. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So the red mark is at it marks 4/10. Okay, that's where it is on the number line. Now to find an equivalent fraction, determine a factor of the denominator. Well, 2 is going to be a factor of the denominator, so I'm going to use 2. All right, and I'm going to put an equal sign because the fraction I'm working on now should be equal to 4/10. All right, so now count the tick marks from 0 by whatever factor you found in step 3. Okay, and we're going to use 2 for step 3, so I'll write a 2 there. All the way to number 1, this will give you the equivalent denominator. All right, so now I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So notice I didn't count every one, I counted every 2, so every other one is what I counted. So now, step 5, count the tick marks from 0 by whatever factor you found in step 3, which was 2, to where the point is. Here's my point. This will give you an equivalent numerator. So I'm going to start at 0, 1, 2. Okay, so that is 0.4/10 or 0.25. Okay, so this point is either of these because those are equivalent fractions. All right, so let's move on to the second one. Excuse me. We're going to count the number of tick marks from 0 to 1, and this again will tell us our denominator. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, so this time my denominator is going to be an 8. Now count the number of tick marks from 0 to where the point is. This tells you your numerator. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, now I'm going to look for a factor, okay? And I think if 2 works, 2 is a super easy number to use, so I'm going to use 2 again. All right, so now I'm going to count my tick marks by 2 from 0, and this will give me an equivalent denominator. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so now I have an equivalent denominator. Now I'm going to count tick marks from 0 by 2 again to where the point is. This will give me an equivalent numerator. 1, 2, 3. So this is 0.3/4 or 6/8. Those are equivalent. All right. So now we're going to come over here. I'm going to draw a number line to show that 3/5 and 6/10 are equivalent. Now to do this, I'm going to start off by drawing it here because the 6/10 has more pieces in the denominator. So I'm going to draw my line here. All right. And that will be my 0. So now I'm going to, starting from 0, I'm going to draw 10 dashes. Should be about the same distance apart. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, and that's where 1 will be. And this will go on. We just didn't need all that extra space. All right, so now I'm just going to recount to make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, I'm going to come over here. So now if I go to 6 tenths, so I have it broken up into tenths, and I'm going to count over 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so that would equal 6 tenths. Now, I am going to count by 2's because if I multiply 2 for my denominator by, or 5 by 2, it equals 10. So I'm going to count by 2's. That will be the factor that I'm using here. So, and since that should stay the same, I just need to do it 3 times counting by 2. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that would equal 3/5 as well. All right, and that shows how 3/5 and 6 tenths are equal. And this shows you how to use these steps to find two equivalent fractions for a point on a number line.